Well, today, as students are going back to school, some went back to school last week, some are going this week, some are going next week. It's that time of year. I wanted to think of an illustration that challenged us as we have all these things going on. How do we keep Christ the center of our life? And what I like about this is it doesn't matter if you're a kid, if you're an adult, wherever you are, how do you keep Christ the center of your life? And I have a puzzle someone made for me. This is really cool. And what's so cool about it is that I have set this on my table in my office, and I have a friend, coworker, who would come and he would dump it out, and he would try to do it, and he couldn't do it. And it drove him nuts because he's really smart. And so the puzzle is that there's a missing piece. This is a gold piece, and can you fit this piece inside this puzzle? I realize you can see it. Good. So you're like, okay, Joel, how are we going to fit that piece inside the puzzle? Is there enough room to do it? Now, there is a little bit of play, but obviously not enough. And so this represents Jesus. How do we have Jesus at the center of our life? Now, what's interesting is that with this puzzle, you can randomly put pieces in, and eventually you'll solve it. But the easiest way to solve it, spoiler alert, so you'll be ruined if you ever come to my office and you want to solve this, you'll know how to do it, is you start with the center. And that's what's so fascinating. You know, normally when we do a puzzle, we build the frame and then we build to the center. Well, with Christ, we've got to start with Christ at the center and build out. And so really quickly, I'm going to show you how this is done. Obviously, I don't have a huge table, but as you can see, I have a gold piece. I'm going to make a cross, believe it or not, in the middle. And I will show you each step just because I realize you want to see this. All right, so as you can see, well, it's going to be hard. I'm going to make a cross in the middle. And then, I'm telling you about it, but what's cool is this will hold it in place for me. All right, so step one, I make a cross. Dun, 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 dun. And it's important that I remember exactly how to make a cross. You know, sometimes if you're not careful, it might slip your mind, but fortunately, we're okay. All right. So as you can see, I'm making a cross in the middle. Nice thing is it's uniform, so it's not totally impossible. Ta-da. Now, as you can see, I have a little bit of wiggle room, and the cool thing is let's see, voila, voila, and you get the idea. Now, what verse did I pick for referring to a cluttered life, keeping Christ at the center in a crazy culture? Well, when you look at Scripture, ta-da, applause, thank you. I did not invent this, but it is a masterpiece. I think it's really cool. What verse did I pick? Daniel chapter 6, verse 10. Daniel is someone that we want to be in our culture. We live in a culture that maybe is contrary to God. Daniel shone God's light in darkness. This is the key. So you remember when the king said, you will pray to this God, and you will pray to me only. And what was Daniel's choice? Daniel 6:10. Now when Daniel learned the decree had been published, he went home in his upstairs room where his windows were open to Jerusalem. 3 times he got down on his knees during the day, giving thanks to his God, just as he had done before. So here's someone living in a pagan land. 3 times a day, they're giving thanks to God. You want to know how to center your life on God? Start by talking to God, being grateful to Him, and being consistent in prayer. And that's how you'll start with Jesus at the center of your life. Thank you very much.